Hello, hi, welcome back to Success Automation. In today's session, I'm going to talk about how to identify the object by using CSS selector. So CSS selector also very important in automation. And when you see the locator CSS selector, it's very reliable in the automation. Uh, Instead of using XPath or other stuff, better to use a CSS selector. So if you see the CSS selector, there are five things are there. So one is ID, class, attribute, combination of attribute, and substring. So we'll just go to the what is the definition of this CSS. CSS nothing but cascading style sheet. These cascading style sheets are there in the HTML. So by using this CSS, you can identify the web element, web object. So there are, as I told, there are five things are there. So first we'll go to the ID. So how to identify the ID? So I'll just go into this application and I'm going here. I want to click on this offer link. When you see here, there is a link called offer. So right click, inspect here, and you'll get a hyperlink. Just right click and copy this element. So here I'm just pasting here. So how to create the CSS selector by using ID. So whenever you take copy the element, this is the anchor tag. In this there is a ID here. Directly you can use ID, or by using CSS selector also you can form the CSS selector ID. So whenever you want to create the CSS selector ID, copy this value and paste here, and you need to add hash. You need to add the hash here. Then this will become the CSS selector ID. So I'll just copy this and I'll go to the program. So I'm just opening this application and I copied this CSS selector. So whenever you want to, I just comment this one. I don't want to do this. So whenever you want to click on this element anchor tag by using CSS selector, you need to give by dot CSS selector, and you need to copy this locator. This is CSS selector. This is CSS selector by ID. CSS selector using ID. So quickly I'll run this program. Here what I'm doing, I'm just navigating to the application and I'm trying to click here. So when we copy this element, we have a ID here. This ID you need to take it and you need to add a hash, and you need to update in the here in the Selenium code by using CSS selector. So I'm just right click here and run the program. I'm just opening the browser and accessing this application. So once it access the application, it click on this link. If you manually, if you see here, when I click this, you'll get this page. So like this, you can form the CSS selector by using ID. This is ID. Similarly, you can form the locator by using CSS selector class. How to do? Just go here. So here, class, I'm just go back here. So I want to click this browser stack demo. Right click, inspect this, and you get the class here. This class, this class, if you see that anchor tag, I'll copy this anchor tag. I'll copy this so that you can understand clearly. So this is, I want to form the CSS selector by class of Ctrl Z. I'll copy only this element. I think. So I don't want all this. I don't want all this. I want only this tag. So I want only this tag. If you see this tag, if you see this tag, in this anchor tag, there is a class. So whatever the value you have inside this class, you copy this and copy this class value and put the dot. For the CSS selector class, CSS selector class, whenever you want to form the CSS selector of a class, you need to go to the tag and get the value of this, and you need to add dot here. This will form the CSS selector of a class. So just copy this one and paste it here. This is your CSS selector of a class. This is CSS selector by using class. So whenever you want to use CSS selector by class, by dot CSS selector, and you need to put the locator here. So whenever you use a class, you need to put dot here. And I want to click on this object. So I'll just go here. Manually, if you see, manually I'm just clicking here. When I click here, I'll run the program. It accessing the application, and so it is clicking on this, but nothing is happening here. So it has clicked already into the application. So you can form the CSS selector by class. By using class, you can form like this. Now we completed the class. We'll go to the attribute. So CSS selector by attribute. Selector by attribute. So how to form? Just go here and so here when you want to create a CSS selector by attribute, what you need to do? Just I'll just go to that tag here. Right click here. I'll copy this one. I'll copy this element. Copy this element. Okay. You got this element, this tag. Under this tag, if you see, there is a ID, there is a class, and there is another attribute called favorites. So by using href, you want to form the CSS selector by attribute. Attributes are nothing but this one. This ID, class, href is the attributes under this anchor tag. So what you need to do? First, you need to put the tag name, anchor tag here a, and what is the attribute href. Copy this href, and you need to copy this value, whatever is there inside this href. Copy this and paste it here, and it should be in a single quotes. Like this, you can form the CSS selector by attribute. So just I'll copy this one and go and check here. Control F, Control V. So if you see here, it is pointing 1 of 1. So all the attributes should be point 1 of 1. So like this, I'm just created this. I pasted here. I'll uncomment this and run the program. So manually, if you see here, what is happening, favorite. If you click the favorite, it is coming to this page. So same thing, it's going to run. Right click here and I'm running the program. So here, what is happening? Oh, I did not click this one. Click. Once you update this one, you need to click. Right click here. Again, I'm running the program. So it has clicked on the favorite. Once it clicked, it came to this page. Like this, you can create the CSS selector by using attribute. The last one is combining attribute. Means more than one attribute, you can take it from this tag and you can create a CSS selector. How to do? I just created this one. How I am doing is same thing. This tag, this one. Here what I am doing, I am just taking the tag name, anchor tag A, and this one I just took the class till this value I pasted here. After that, I just open the brackets here. Under that, this is order. This another. This one is different. I'll just go here. Inspect. Control F, Control V. So it want to create. I want to create on this order link. So if you see here order, right click here, copy the element. So here this one. Here it is taking the tag name here A, and what is the value, this one, and href what is there, you can copy this one and paste it here, and it should be a single quotes. Don't copy this double quotes here, it won't work. So like this you can form this locator. This is combining of attributes. Combining attribute means more than one attribute. One attribute I took as a class, another attribute I took as a href. These are the two attributes I took and I formed the CSS selector by combining attributes. Like this, we can create the CSS selector. Now, I'll paste it here and just click here. I'll comment above one, semicolon. So it is opening the browser. So once it open, it will click on the order. Once you click on order, see if you see the URL orders.true. Like this, you can create the CSS selector by combining more than one attribute. And the last one is combining attributes, and the last one is substring. Yes, substring. So here substring, what we can do, um, this will partial text. You can take the partial text from this and you can form that. Start with, yeah. Now I'll just take this, copy this. I'll show this one. Right click here, Control F, Control. So by using partials, you can enter the partial text and you can form the CSS selector. Here what we are doing, I'll just copy this one and paste here. So it is copying the this another tag also. I don't want this one. So here you can form the substring CSS selector. What we can do, just copy this one, paste here. So you need to put the tag name A here and the class. This is the attribute class, and this cap symbol. You need to enter the cap symbol, and instead of updating the complete class value, you want to put only the partial text. So from here to this slash I'm not putting, I'm not updating 26 and all this one. So by taking the partial text from this class, you can form the CSS selector substring. So just copy this one. So this cap symbol will be there. Uh, it will be, yeah. If you shift and 6, you need to press, then you'll get this one cap symbol. This one. Just copy this one and paste it here. So I just copy this one. I will copy this one and paste it here. I'll comment the above one. Just right click here and I want to close these browsers. All this already executed. So save this, right click this and run the program. So it open the browser. So it is clicking here, but nothing happening in the application. That's the reason it is not navigating to any page. So instead of this, I'll do for these orders. uh, orders is there, right? Yeah, we can form for this link. This instead of 3b, I'll copy this one. I'll take this one. Alt Shift F1. So it is pointing to multiple things. So instead of that, you can add BL. I just go here. I will copy this one. It is pointing to multiple things. Uh, what we can do, because everything have this value. Mhm. I'll copy from here till this one. We'll check it is pointing unique or not. It is not pointing. So better one is this one. This logo. We can take this one and update this, and this is pointing to this exact object here. See, it is pointing to that, but in the application, when you click this, nothing is happening. That is the reason it click on this link, but nothing happened. So I just quickly run this one. Open this browser and click on this. Yeah, if you see here, it is done. So like this, you can create the CSS selector with the five things. First is ID, second is class, third is attribute, fourth is combining attributes, fifth one is substring. Like this, you can create the CSS selector, and CSS selectors are very reliable in the automation. Instead of using XPath ID name, you can use CSS selector. This is, yeah, this is what I was thought of explaining. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.